Pick up.
Thank you, Natalia, for being part of this. I'm happy to have you here today. And I know you work with women, and so tell me a bit about what you do and how you came into your work as it is now.
I help women step into their power.
Mhm.
That's really how I work with women. And how did I come to do what I do? Dan, I totally burned out
Yes.
trying to be like a man. I tried to be like a man. I've tried to work in a very masculine way. Um, and it just totally broke down my body and almost my relationship.
Mm-hmm. Was there a point when you realized, I can't go on like this? And what was that like?
Yes, there was a point like this. Um, Funny enough, that point happened when I totally lost my mojo.
Ah,
I totally lost my sexual drive. And until that point, I had all kinds of health issues happening. But when that moment happened, I was like, this isn't right.
last straw. Yeah,
This is wrong.
exactly.
We have passed some kind of a threshold right now.
Ah,
There's got to be a way back.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And tell me a bit about what those different energies are like from your experience. What is it like to work in a masculine energy versus a feminine energy?
So it's basically masculine and feminine is based on how our biology is and how we create life. So the masculine energy, just like it creates life, it's all about the fastest sperm winning.
Mhm,
That's why generally men are obsessed with speed and efficiency,
mhm,
trying to get to the goals of fastest against all odds and competition, because life depends on it.
mhm,
So it's almost like that biological mentality is very much present in the way the masculine operates, which is wonderful. But if women try to do the same thing, and adopt exactly the same qualities and skill sets that men have, they keep running and rushing and trying to get to somewhere that isn't in their natural rhythm. Because the natural rhythm for a woman is like you take the seed, you plant it in the womb, and then you kind of have all the building blocks. Women need to follow their intuition very closely to know how to build and when is the perfect timing for something. So speed is actually not the name of the game.
mhm. Interesting.
It is.
And
It is.
and it's funny because I sometimes I feel like I can, I guess, there's masculine and feminine in all of us,
Yeah.
and I am gay, and I feel like sometimes it's like I'm more in touch with the feminine energy, and I feel like a lot of the time the masculine, I can relate to that similar feeling of it's like the more you press the pedal down on the gas, the wheels just kind of spin in the mud. It's kind of how I would explain it.
Right.
Um,
Right.
um, and so tell me, like, what are some patterns that you see with the people that you work with, and what can help uh, to have them break through, or to have, I don't know if breakthrough is even the right term, but to change their energy.
Back to their energy. So
Yes.
I just want to first address you saying you're being gay and then noticing that you do have the two different energies
Yes.
in your body, and because it does play out in relationships
Yes.
very much. So it's not like, and when you have, for example, two masculine energies, they will constantly butt heads, right? Because you've got a very much a leading energy that's trying to like, well, this is where we're going,
Yeah.
and no one's following. It's very frustrating.
Yes.
So naturally in the same sex couples, you naturally have to do the dance.
Yes.
One has to be either more in the feminine and one has to be more in the masculine. The same in the same sex relationships. But what happened is women kind of stepped into the masculine and then went, I'm the boss here, I'm leading. And men are like, where's
Yeah.
my role? What do I do here? So I just wanted to address that. So that's good
Yes.
that you're noticing.
Yes.
It's actually really important to understand the dance
Yes.
and go with it. Question was, how do I help transition women back to their feminine?
Yeah. Yeah. And what are some of the patterns that you've noticed working with different people?
So the first thing is understanding one's own rhythm, because in the masculine, it's all about the speed. So women first have to understand that they're very cyclical. Women have cycles. We have cycles. We menstruate. We have cycles. This is what happens. And so we cannot continually be productive. This
Mm,
sense in our culture that productivity is at the highest, something to be praised. And if you're constantly productive, then you're succeeding and you're amazing. That is actually burning a lot of people out,
mhm,
because we don't pull back and go, okay, I was productive. I was in more my yang phase, and now I need to go into the resting phase and recharge the battery.
mm,
So that's the first thing we do. We kind of figure out that the natural cycle of a woman, of when she's the most productive, like energy's off the hook.
mhm,
When she's least productive, don't touch anything. Nothing's gonna move, so just don't touch anything.
mhm,
Go and recharge. So that's the first thing we do. Then there's actually tapping into an energy. So we all have energies, and most of our energy is in the pelvis, which is that sexual energy. That is the most potent energy we can create with. So we reconnect with that, because when women are in their masculine, they're mostly in their head.
mm,
Like they're literally spending most of their time in their
mhm.
heads. So we
Amazing.
move the energy down to the pelvis, and we let the pelvis start to dictate how a woman moves, where she goes, how their creativity flows. It's a fascinating topic. It
Hmm.
is a fascinating topic.
It is, and I'm curious more about the cycles. Is that a monthly cycle, like in terms of energy? Could it be seasons, like of a year? Of course, of a day. There's an energy cycle. So, tell me about like these cycles, and are they different for each person, or are they kind of like a layered?
It's a monthly cycle,
Hmm.
and men also have their cycles. I don't know. Have you ever tracked your energy level for 1 month to understand how your energy is performing at different?
I haven't. I haven't over a
Mhm.
month. No.
Yes, and then if you track 2 months and compare to understand what is happening, when are you most productive, when doubt is coming in, when you can't think clearly. There's all kinds of interesting energetics happening
Hmm.
throughout.
Amazing.
It is.
And so this you really came to this work through kind of solving your own problem or scratching your own itch. Would you say that?
I did, yes.
Ah,
Totally.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
I was kind of just ushered into it. It was
Yes,
like,
yeah,
oh,
exactly.
there it is.
And was there kind of an aha moment of like, of course I need to teach this, or was it kind of a gradual transition?
That was a gradual transition, absolutely. I just, once I realized, oh my God, this is amazing. This changes the game. That's when women started to ask me, what am I doing?
Mm,
Yeah. I
amazing.
want what she's having. What is she
Yeah,
doing?
exactly.
Yeah, it's just one of
And I
those.
know you do group coaching, right? That's kind of like on a cycle basis, right? Over month
Yeah,
to month. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And what would you say that you most need help with right now?
That I need most help with
Hmm.
right now. I'm always in my business figuring out better model.
Mm,
So like a better business model that works better for my women and that works better for me.
hmm.
And because I teach women how to enjoy the journey as much as the destination,
Hmm.
that is like my big methodology. It's important for me to figure out how can I cut down on times or do something in half the time
Hmm.
than I used to.
Hmm.
So it's a constantly evolving business model
Hmm. And
that I need
changing
help with.
the systems to fit the needs of
Yeah,
you and the clients.
yeah.
Amazing. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Amazing. Well, thank you so much. Where can people get in touch with you, and where can they find you online?
They can find me at nataliakantor.com. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much. It was great connecting with you, and thank you for sharing all about this. And you have such I feel like, calming presence. So thank you for bringing that to
Oh.
feel very, I feel like everything's going to be okay.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
That's
I
awesome.
appreciate it. Take care.
That's really awesome.
Thank you.